I am a captain in the United States Air Force. I am an air battle manager, and I created a platform where civilian and military.
It's your boy E.P. in the place. Hey, do me a huge favor. Stop what you're doing right now. All right, and subscribe to my boy at Russ. That's RUSS TV. All right, remember, if it was easy, everybody would do it. I never said it was going to be easy, but you got what it takes to get it done. Let's go.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another mentorship moment. This is the most incredible thing I've probably done in 2020. I can't say 2019 because I got a new baby girl, but I have the one, the only Eric Thomas on mentorship moment. Sir, how you doing?
Blessed, man. Phenomenal season, man. Like, I must say, I know that there are individuals who are being affected by COVID-19 in a very real way. And we don't want to take away from, individuals who've lost their lives, people who've lost their businesses, et cetera. But I got to be honest with you and say, pressure busts pipes or creates diamonds. And right now, we are definitely in diamond mode, man. We are definitely, as a company, my church, we are literally going to a whole nother level. And I know it wouldn't have happened without the pressure and the discomfort of what we're going through because of COVID-19.
So one thing somebody put in my toolkit was true leaders have the ability to pivot. When all things fall apart, you got to be able to pivot and keep rolling. The first question I got for you, sir, is you have the ability not only to connect with people, but motivate them almost instantaneously. I wanted to talk to you about that instantaneous connection and motivation. How could military leaders develop this and implement it like you do?
If we lead with vulnerability instead of uncontrolled power, we have a better chance of doing it. I think some people think that because they have power, they have privilege. And your power gives you position, but your power doesn't give you privilege. But what happens is when you lead vulnerably, when you explain to people like, yo, I've been where you've been. I've done what you've done. I'm not above you. I just got to the city before you because I left before you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not better than you. It's just, we both went to Cali. You left 3 weeks later. So of course I got there before you got there because I was fortunate enough to start the journey before you started the journey. And I think when people know that we've gone through the exact same journey, we've gone through the exact same experiences. So when I talk to people, I don't do that Dr. Thomas thing. Now, I don't disrespect people who want to use the title for me, but I don't do that. I go GED because that connects us more. I go homeless because that connects us more. I go, my father wasn't in my life. My mom was a teenage mom. That connects me more than a PhD. Less than probably 2% of the world has a PhD. But I guarantee you 80-some% of African-American men grew up without their father. You feel me? So when I talk about PhD, I actually separate you from me. When I talk about my father was in my life, I actually attract you to me. So to me, man, you have to lead with vulnerability. You have to be authentic. You can't be afraid to let people know that you too have failed. You too have taken some hits. You too have disappointed people, disappointed yourself. So I just think when you lead as a servant, as a shepherd, people are willing to follow you more so than they do when you try to force them, to follow you.
Couldn't agree with you more. And I have been able to lead in that capacity, right?
Yeah.
Just being in the United States Air Force, and thank God I've been able to make it to the rank of captain. Juvenile delinquent at the age of 13, single parent household. My dad was a drug dealer. I actually saw my dad bring a lot of pain, not only to people externally from my household, but also internally with my mom. And just sharing that story, I have saved lives within the United States Air Force. And it's
Absolutely.
crazy. So you're hitting the nail on the head.
Yeah.
And I love how this conversation is flowing because you openly talk about your struggles and your hardships. You talk about being homeless, getting that GED, but then you went to Michigan, got your PhD, which congratulations, because you don't see too many of us doing that. What has this done for you as a person and also others who have the privilege of hearing you speak?
I had to realize that getting a degree was a privilege, and when I say privilege, I mean, this is the struggle of our ancestors. This is what Martin Luther King fought for, Rosa Parks. So, before I saw school, it's like, man, nobody got time for that. Or I don't like that. Like, I don't like going to nobody's class. And I remember when I took a job at Michigan State, I realized that there were certain doors that I couldn't open for my students because I didn't have a PhD. I realized that there were grants that were being offered. There were other opportunities, resources, but it was individuals with a PhD. It's just like you said in the military, it's a pecking order. You know what I'm saying? And it's rankings, and it's just like, yo, you got the PhD is a ranking. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really want to help these kids, like you say you want to help these kids, then you got to go get that, because that's going to open up doors. And so what it did for me is it put me in a place where I could get grants for students. It put me in a place where now I could be a professor and I could teach classes. So it's one thing telling kids, man, you need to do this, you need to do that, but then you got to send them somewhere else for class. But now you become a professor and they get to come take classes with you. It's like, yo, that's a whole nother level of leadership. They like Professor Thomas, and I can actually put you in a position to get credits. I can give you a 3-credit course. I was able to do more. And I look at it like a tool belt. In a real tool belt, you got all kind of screwdrivers, drills, drill bits, wrenches, all kind of different tools. The PhD was only another tool to be able to be a blessing, to individuals, So that's what was big. But here's a bigger piece. I'll never forget when I was getting hooded. They do the whole bio, if you will, and so I never forget, my chair was like, yo, E, I forgot your bio. Like, what do you want me to say? And I said, do me a favor, look around this room. Look at how many young African-American males specifically, and then other kids of color are in this room. Look at them. You can tell these kids don't care nothing about school. I said, do me a favor. When you go up there, make sure you tell them I got a GED. I don't need, whatever else you say, that's on you. But make sure you let them know I started with my GED. And you could see those kids in the room looking like, whoa, this dude from Chicago, he from Detroit. Mom was a teenager, his old dude. You could do that? And I was like, yep, you could do this. So I think that's the other big piece. I am a model to other kids, and they go, I want to be like Bron. I want to be like Kobe. Well, I want to give those of you who are not going to play basketball or football, I want to give you another option outside of dope dealing, outside of hustling, outside of gang banging. Like, I want to give you another option and go, yo, I want to be a motivational speaker, or whoa, I want to be a professor, at a major university. So those are the two things that I feel like, getting my PhD. And of course, other stuff, I get to walk indoors now as Dr. Thomas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to fill out paperwork to come to your school. I don't have to get no background check. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I happen to be in the hood. I make a phone call. Yo, I'm in town doing some work for this corporate company. I love to hit some schools. It's no, I don't get no, drawback. It's like, Dr. Thomas is in the building. Hey, bro, we would love to have you. So, yeah, those are the things, man, that getting a PhD has done for me.
Just listening to you say that, it reminds me of two things. Number one, I'm a college dropout, right? Number two, just the juvenile delinquent piece. Whenever I get invited to speak, whether it's for military events, whatever the case may be, when I say that, I can almost see the event coordinators. They like, what?
No doubt.
Why didn't you tell me this? But they are always grateful that I share that story, because I instantly connect with so many people. And it doesn't even matter what they're going through, just the fact that you got somebody that's vulnerable. So that's the first thing. The second thing, man, is in order to help your community, you have to have a seat at the table, period.
Yeah, period.
Because I can't open a door or a window or leave it anything cracked for you if I'm not in the house. So I got to get in the house first. I got kind of 3 questions wrapped in one.
Yeah.
All right. So what does it take to become successful? How should we define success and kind of go after it? But also, what is your process? Like, what steps do you take to be successful?
Individuals, they look at success totally different. Now, the first thing, and you said it, for me, I feel like if I'm a male, the ultimate level of success is manhood. It's got to be manhood. Like, I was born something, and so that thing has a purpose and a function to it. So if I buy a car, I bought the car, transport. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is supposed to get me from point A to point B. So I feel like my ultimate level of success is I become a priest, a provider, and a protector. Like, that's success. I provide for my wife, my kids, for my family, for my community. I'm putting up videos every day. I'm providing. I'm making sure people get that work every day. They getting that work 3 o'clock in the morning. Noon is 2. Then at night they getting something. I need to protect my community from drugs and just all the stuff that I can protect them from. I need to be a provider in that. Not only that I put a roof over my family's head, but I bless kids and put them through college. We help people with their mortgage. I'm a pastor as well. So with our church, we're paying people's electric bills, food. So I've got to be a provider. And a priest just meaning spiritually. I got to let people know that there's a greater power. It's like life ain't just about you. You know what I'm saying? Like life just don't exist around you. So those are the 3 things. Now, professionally, I feel like success is you setting a target and you being willing to get up and study and work as hard as you can. Like that's all you got to do. You got to know your craft. You got to honor your craft and put the time in. So whatever that is, like I interviewed the younger Isaiah Thomas, not the Detroit Pistons Isaiah Thomas, the Boston Celtics Isaiah Thomas today. And I was asking him like, what's success? And he was like, success for me was being 5'9", but playing in the league where the average height is 6'6". Like for me, that was my dream and my goal, to be the next Allen Iverson, the next Spud Webb. He's successful because he set his North Star. He did his homework to find out what's required, and then he put in the work to get it done. So to me, that's what success is, man. And I live in a 2,300 square foot home. A lot of people would look at my house and go, he's not successful. You know what I'm saying? It's success because I choose not to live in the mansion right now. I choose to take some of my extra money and put kids in college. I don't drive a Bentley. I could drive a Bentley, but I decided to drive an American car. My wife and I now, our next goal is to legitimately help people buy homes. You know what I'm saying? So for us, we're trying to help 2 or 3 people pay their mortgage off. And then 2021, we're trying to help people build homes from ground up. So to me, that's successful. So no, I don't live in a gated community. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't. At this particular property, I don't got no swimming pool. I don't got, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. But we decided for a certain time frame, success for us meant not only taking care of our 2 children, but taking care of the village. Man, look, our greatest accomplishment ever, me along with my family, meaning my business partners, my church family, like we built the church, bro. Like we literally built a house for God. You know what I'm saying? Like if we can be able to say that, we bought property, 16 acres, gutted it out, made it into a beautiful edifice. I'm hiring people. I've got different companies where we're able to hire people. We're teaching people how to do real estate, a business that people in America have gotten rich off of forever, and so to me, that's what success is, man. That North Star, getting up every morning, going after that North Star and continuing to learn, and get better.
But that's the thing, though. I feel like a lot of people, they supplement things, materials, items with success, but that is totally not what success is.
Yeah.
My wife and I, we talk about it all the time, right? We don't have the fancy cars. I drive a 1996 Impala SS because that's my baby, and I grew up in the hood. However,
and I'm from Detroit, so we thank you for getting the Impala, baby. We thank you.
But that is the car that epitomizes my childhood growing up because I grew up in that type of environment. But on the flip side, I got a 2010 Honda Civic, right?
Yeah,
and I look at
one of the best cars in the world.
Think about it, though. I'm a captain in the United States Air Force. Of course I can afford a better car. And my airmen, they always give me a hard time. Why you drive that old beater? Because it gets me from point A
to point B. It's just transportation.
Look, Warren Buffett is one of the richest people in the world, and he drives an old beat-up BMW. Yeah. So who has the priorities right? Sir, I applaud you for what you're doing and all of your efforts. Years ago, I stumbled across your video, and it was all about if you want to succeed
as bad as you want to breathe.
Right? That is the video that has stuck with me so much throughout my journey in the Air Force, whether it's fitness, speaking, whatever the case may be. It's just that having that level of dedication. And today it seems like you have made it. You made it. You're the #1 speaker, motivational speaker in the world. But you still going harder than ever. What's going on? Why is that effort not Coming down.
Hey, let me tell you this. I never got in the business to be the number one motivational speaker in the world. You know, I never got in the business to get rich. I didn't even know you could make money speaking when I first started doing it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know it was a profession. I never heard nobody I knew was making money speaking. You know what I'm saying? So I did it because got somebody like Kobe who looked up to Michael Jordan. You know, you got somebody like I said, Isaiah Thomas who looked up to Allen Iverson. Man, I looked up to Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey. You know, those were the people that I looked at and was like, yo, I could be like them. You know, like I could do what they're doing. That was my dream and goal, like to help my people. And here's the deal. It's so funny that I'm able to help more now that I've made it. It's like I can finally really help in a way I couldn't help before. Before, all I could do was talk to you. You know, now I've got kids that like, y'all want to go to college? I was like, okay, where you want to go? I want to go to this college. Let me pick up the phone and call the president of the university. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't do that 20 years ago. You know, man, I want to play sports. All right, give me your film. Let me send it to the head coach. You feel me? Like I didn't have that kind of influence. Now I got income, I got influence, and I can impact the world in a way that I couldn't do it in my 20s or my 30s. I feel like I'm just getting started. I mean, it's crazy, but I feel like what I finally wanted to do, like, bro, I got people hitting me up with certain things that's going on in the world, and they like, yo, E, what do you think about it? Like, E, you're the voice of this generation. Like, we look to you. What do you think we should do about some of the things that are happening right now? And I'm like, what? They like, yeah. And it's like, that's what I dreamed of. So it's like, now that you have influence, I got to help people not be emotional during these times, but strategic. You feel me? It's like, yo, you could be emotional all day, but we need to be strategic. We're not into doing things just to do it. We're into doing things to get results, you know? So that's why I can't stop. You know, I can't stop. I won't stop, you know, because I finally got a chance to really do what I've always wanted to do. I finally got a building. We never had a building. We was working out of our garage in our homes. So we finally got a building. We finally got a staff. We finally got celebrities and influential people who rocking with us. Bro, I've been doing this forever. I just got an article on ESPN about a month ago. I just got one released in GQ today. Bro, I've been doing this forever, and this has never happened. So we're finally getting like large foundations to give us grants to do stuff in the community. So I feel like, yo, I feel like MJ. I just got after 7 years, I got my first championship, and it tastes sweet. And I want to just get as many more, you know, as I can possibly get. Meaning, I want to help as many people. And I know you heard this before, but I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? You got LeBron, you know, he's trying to win that NBA Finals. You got, you know, when I was coming up, Eisenman was trying to win that Stanley Cup. You know, you got football players trying to win the Lombardi Trophy. For me, I'm trying to win the Nobel Prize. You know, like that, the people that I look up to, that's what they get. Like, they don't get NBA Finals. They don't get Lombardi trophies. Martin Luther King got a Nobel Prize. You know what I'm saying? Mother Teresa got a Nobel Prize. Gandhi, a Nobel Prize. Nelson Mandela, a Nobel Prize. You know, so the people I look up to, that is their level of achievement. So for me, I'm going after that Nobel Prize, man. I'm going after that Nobel Prize.
Influence is leadership, period.
Yes, yes.
ET, I think I owe you some money. The first time I ever spoke, you influenced me to become a certified speaker, trainer, and coach because I heard you speak one time about somebody gave you the advice to get paid, bump it up to 20,000.
Bump it up.
They weren't negotiating, right? I ain't close to that. I ain't even close to that.
Oh, we gonna get you there. We gonna get you there.
But man, I tell you, just hearing you say that, it was like, man, I can talk all day. If I can't do nothing else, I can talk all day. Of course, with time and this military thing, it made me develop in a way that is crucial to success. However, it was you, man. When I heard you and Les Brown was talking about the guy that stood on stage and made 5,000 in an hour. I was like, if them guys can do it, I can do it, man. And it's so representation matters. It does. When I saw you and him, I was like, I can do that. I might not never reach our level, and that's okay. But the fact that y'all made me chase my dreams, that means more to me than y'all could ever know.
We appreciate that. And you have to understand that your growth and development and the contributions you make in this field, because this is our field, you know, this is our field. This is not my field. This ain't Les Brown's field. This is our field. and you're coming in contributing to our field. You know, you like when you look at the league, you got LeBron almost 17 years in the league, but then you got Zion Williams in the league. You know what I'm saying? And you are the Zion Williams. You're the youngster that's coming in that is going to continue to develop and grow and get to where we are in your time and to be able to contribute to this field. And then there are going to be younger ones that come after you. And then your job is going to be able to do the same thing we do. And that's not say, yo, we too big time for y'all, but say, wow, here goes the next generation. We got to pour into the next generation. We got to feed the next generation. Like it was so funny. Oladipo said in the GQ article, he was like, yo, I met E, you know, he did a session for us. I got his contact and it was like, yo, we ain't stopped talking since, you know, and he was saying it like it was weird. And I was like, yo, Oladipo, that's how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it's supposed to be. Like when we find each other, our job is to bless this next generation. You know what I'm saying? Now, we're not going to make it easy. We're not going to make it easy for the connect to happen. But when it happens, that's an indicator to us that, yo, this the next generation. They serious. They're contributing. We got to get in and support. So I love what you're doing, man. I promise you, man, like, we need you. I can't get everywhere. Les can't get everywhere. And we need you because there are places that you could get to that we could never get to, things that you could do with your status and the sacrifices you made, doors that will never open up to me. Like, I got to get special permission to come to the Air Force, the Navy. Like, they put me through it. Like, I had to go. It took me a minute. I had to go through some stuff. The Air Force was the one that, like, opened up the doors so Moody everywhere. Now I can go wherever I want. Because you guys has got next, man, now and next. And so it's our job to pour into y'all, man. Yeah, it's our job.
Nah, man, this is, but it is a big deal, right? Of course, to you,
No
it's probably
big
like,
deal.
oh man, yeah, whatever.
No,
like
it's a big deal. Hey, I want you to do yourself a favor. I want you to go online and I want you to see how many podcasts I do. Little to none. You feel me? Little to none. You know, very few. I have people call me all the time. I'm talking about the big boys that's getting millions of hits. And I don't always do it, not because think I'm better than nobody or I'm hating on nobody, you know, but as a man of God, I have to be strategic and I got to hear God say, I want you to do that. Like, I don't have the right to do what I want to do when I want to do it. It's like, nope, I don't want you on that one right now. Nope, I don't want you on that one. And this one, he was like, I want you on this one, you know? So it is a big deal because, you know, I'm being obedient, and doing what I'm told to do. And I don't know, I don't know you before, but then once we get on and we get to talking, I'm like, okay, God, I see why you did what you did. Yeah, I mean it, especially during quarantine, because everything is a little different. You know, we're not moving the way I was moving before, but you will definitely hear from me. You know, I'll definitely be a resource to you. And I got to give your wife a shout out so she'll know. Putting in the work, and as a result, Daisha, your husband putting in the work, look where he is right now. You know what I'm saying? So you put it in your ear, and then you put it in your heart. And by putting it in your heart, birds of a feather flock together. You know what I'm saying? And you were able to summon me, you know, throughout the world. Like, yo, E, whatever you're doing, stop what you're doing. Let's sit down and let's get this interview in. So I applaud you for the work you put in. I don't know what the work looks like, but ain't no way in the world God told me to stop and do what I'm doing to somebody who's lazy, somebody who's trifling, somebody whose heart ain't in the right place. Like, God told me to stop, you know what I'm saying, and do this interview because you put in the work and he wants to honor you for the work that you put in.
That means a lot. It really does, E. And I got to tell you, man, I appreciate it. I can't say that enough. Any final thoughts for anybody, whether they're in high school or enlisted, thinking about joining the military or even becoming an officer in the Air Force or in the military period? What you got?
Yeah, man, look. And I know a lot of y'all going to be like, yo, E, you just talking that motivational talk. Listen to me. E, you don't see what's going on in the world? Listen to me, y'all. We still live in a country where you can be what you want to be. You know, like, for real, y'all been around the world. I know a lot of y'all see stuff in America. You ain't been outside of America, but in some places, I promise you, man, they don't have a chance, bro. There's no opportunities nowhere. Like, the obstacles that we deal with, they not even dealing with those type of, like, they can't even get started. So I'm not making excuses for some of the wrongs in this country, but I'm telling you from personal experience, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Why? Because of opportunity. And we have opportunities not only to make our dreams become a reality, but we got opportunities to serve and be a blessing to other people. You know, not just yourself, but you have a blessing. You know, you are blessed to be a blessing. So I just want to say, don't let anything, any reality, anything you see on TV, anything you read in the newspaper, stuff you see going around, like don't let that skew your vision. Like you keep your vision, you keep your dream. I don't care if you in high school and your daddy ain't in your life, your mom a dope fiend. I don't care if you living in the poverty and strict, like, bruh, where you are doesn't have to be your reality. You feel me? Like I'm trying to tell you, like, don't get so caught up on what's happening now that you stop thinking about what could happen. You know, like for real, I was going through some stuff when I was 14, 15. I'm not 14, 15 no more. I'm not a teenager no more. You feel me? Like I'm grown. Those young adult years, they're over. So, man, don't stop dreaming. Don't stop grinding. Don't stop loving. Don't stop chasing joy. Don't stop chasing happiness. Like, don't let your fire go out. Don't let your light get dimmed. I don't care what's going on. And there's some crazy stuff going on. Look, don't let it rob you of the few years you got on this earth. And that's what I would say, man. Be brave enough to dream it. Be committed enough to go after it, you know, and just remember, at the end of the day, can't nobody determine your destiny for you but you, bro. Can't nobody determine your destiny but you. So, yeah, to everybody out there that served this great country, this is how we have the freedoms that we have, you know. And if you're a person that understands that if you want to be blessed, you got to help other people, you'll understand why it's important to serve this country. And to all of you who do, man, salute. We just left Memorial Day. So shout out to all the family members who've lost loved ones, who served this great country, you know, and sacrificed their life in the process. You know, salute, you know, to them, man. So, yeah, thank you for your time. Bro, you could interview anybody in the world. I don't know why, you know, you took interest in me, and that means a lot. I honor this day. You know, I'll remember this day forever. And I appreciate you thinking I'm valuable. And I will make it my business from this day forward not to let you down. You know what I'm saying? Not, you know, become number one and then start doing stupid stuff because I am number one. But I make a commitment to, you know, get even better than what I am now and be even a greater role model to you than whatever I was before you met.
Everybody, I want to thank you all for tuning in. You just heard from the number one motivational speaker in the world.
I like
We'll catch
that.
you all
In
later.
the world. I like that.